vlog. Late night, just jamming on some stuff. But it's interesting to just show the wine scene real quick. Iris, there you go. You can come right back to this. 2018, looking to do this format much more often on my podcast, get 3 to 4 interesting friends together, drink some wine, talk some shit. This is a throwback to the first episode in case you missed it. I hope you enjoy it. The first episode of Brown Paper Bag, 2018, huge year for brown paper bags. Hey everybody, this is Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is a new, I'm definitely gonna do this more than once, but maybe it will only be a 2-thing ever, but I doubt it. I think this could become a new standard. As many of you know who are listening, I grew up in the wine world, and I've been trying to figure out ways to spend more time in it. I miss it in a lot of ways with all the stuff I've been doing in tech and entrepreneurship. And so as my podcast continues to evolve, in December we rebranded it to the GaryVee Audio Experience, which allowed me to do a lot more things with it. Obviously, there's keynotes, there's original content that I'm making for it, some rants. But this one is completely straight to podcast. It's something I'm calling Brown Bags. So this is episode 1 of Brown Bags within the GaryVee Audio Experience. And this comes from the favorite thing that ever happened while I was in the wine world for the first kind of 20 years of my professional life, which is when you really get nerdy about wine, you start getting to a place where you're trying to figure out how good you are at it. And one of the ways to do that is to taste wines blind, meaning there's blind where you kind of knew what the wines were and you put them in a brown paper bag or tin foil, which we have here set up, and then you try to guess them or analyze them. Or there's double blind, which is my favorite, which is you literally don't know what the wines are and they're in brown paper bags or tin foil. And so I've invited 3 of my friends to join me, and that's gonna be the format, between 3 or 4 people. Each episode, different buddies from around the world, from different walks of life, and I'll introduce these beautiful and wonderful people in 2 seconds. And we will literally do the following. The format of this show is we're gonna taste the wines. We're gonna try to tell ourselves whether we like it. You know, once in a while we bring in a real professional like Andre here, who I'll introduce in a minute. Maybe we'll even get a little bit deeper and really challenge ourselves and probably get exposed or sometimes show amazing skills. And then kind of talk also about current events, things in the business world, or just the relationship I have with these wonderful individuals. So before anything else, I would love to get your feedback on this format, so be very aggressive on Twitter with the feedback. Put feedback brown bags, hashtag feedback brown bags. I'll search it that way. I'd love to see what you guys think. And so let's do this. Let's start introducing. Why don't we start with you, Mary Kate?
Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Kate McGrath. I'm the editor-in-chief of Pure Wow, which is a digital media company. We write about all things for women's lifestyle, including wine. So I'm very excited that Gary just handed me a very heavy pour of something white.
Yes, that's true. I'm pouring white wine right now.
Very heavy-handed. Can we even say that it's before lunch?
Yeah, you can tell them what time it is.
It's 10 in the morning, so this is actually my second glass today.
But Andre, like you drank much of wine, right?
Yeah,
before 10 a.m. Like a big percentage of the wine that you've consumed in your life prior to 10 a.m.
Absolutely.
And especially if you add in the fact that once it's 12:01, it's the next day, the majority of the wine that you've
That's right.
consumed.
I would say about 60 or 70%.
Yeah, we'll get to you in a minute. Mary Kate, you also did not mention that I bought Pure Wow in January, and now I am your ultimate boss.
It's actually
not Ryan Harwood.
It's actually Gary's Pure
here.
Wow.
Should we rename it to GaryWow.com?
Yes.
Let's talk about that after this podcast.
I love it.
All right.
It's done. I just did it.
Good. Aaron?
Hi, I'm Erin Heatherton, and you may know me for my work with Victoria's Secret and Sports Illustrated, and maybe in the future for, getting drunk on the show this morning.
And so, Erin, tell everybody, I know a lot of people who are listening, like me, are sports fans. I'm fascinated by your true love of sports. Give a little bit of like the content or some of the stuff you've been doing in that world, because I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, so my parents are married because of sports. That's all they do. Sports just played a huge role in my life. I played basketball every day. I ran track, and those experiences shaped who I am, and they were the most kind of rewarding and built my confidence. And the kind of I think everything I bring to the table in the modeling world came from being a competitive athlete and having that, having that mobility and kind of just, it's being a model is a lot like being an athlete, because you got to perform with your body. Yep. And it's just, and if you got to play good or you're not playing. So I kind of, that shaped me. And also I kind of figured at a certain point, for 5 years I did high fashion. So I did, 5 years of fashion weeks. It's like 10 fashion weeks. It's a lot. And I've been around all these, I was plucked kind of out of Chicago and into New York, into this fashion world that I wasn't involved in growing up. And I got to a certain point where I'm like, there's nothing wrong. I don't dislike anyone in fashion, but being at a party with a bunch of people that love fashion, I'm not really that. I realize I'm just not that into fashion. I would rather spend my time being around people who enjoy sports, because I understand those people. And those people those are my people. Yep. And so I kind of I realized that, and I'm like, I'm going to take myself from this corner of I always thought of there's 4 frozen yogurt stands in one corner, and we're all I'm just going to take myself and go somewhere else and see what I can achieve, and I can be around people that I can feel more comfortable around. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what sports did for you.
And that's what sports did for me. So I started working with the Northwest, and that was a great. He never worked with a model before, and I was their spokesmodel for 2 years, and most likely continuing. Got to do amazing things to throw opening pitches, the Cubs and Mets games, and just travel around, go to the Super Bowl, talk to people. People that are involved in the sports world are incredible. I think that there's just this true. I don't want to. I'm going on a sports rant. Excuse me.
Set you up for that.
Oh, it's okay. Go on.
Well, let me cut you off, because my fans know I love to do that. How devastated are you that Jimmy Butler is now in Minnesota, not in Chicago?
Dude, Jimmy Butler's my boy.
You're crushed.
Yes, I'm so crushed. I hit him up on Twitter, and I produced this horse game with him through Sports Illustrated, and he is. I just was that season. He captivated me, and I was just it's since Michael Jordan. I never really had.
Be very careful with throwing that name around here. I hate him with all my heart.
You don't like Jimmy?
No, Jimmy's fine-ish, but I hate Michael Jordan.
Really? Oh my God! Please tell me. I love
divisive.
divisive.
I'm a Knicks fan, and I hate Michael Jordan. That's a perfect segue. Andre?
Yeah. Yo, this is Andre Mack, a.k.a. Mouton Noir. I make wine from the Pacific Northwest, and I'm excited to be here today.
So, Andre, hold on. Listen, let's get a little bit deeper. You're the real wine guy here. I played one once in a while, but why don't you give us a 2-minute story of your rise to fame? Because we met a long time ago. When I thought of this, concept, your name bubbled to the tippy top. I interacted with hundreds of thousands of wine people, but you were at number one on the list of who I wanted to be here today. So tell everybody.
Yeah, so my background is restaurants. I worked as a sommelier for many years.
Hold on real quick, Andre. Sorry, we're excited. But we've got the first wine poured. These are all blind wines. The first wine is a white wine. We've established that. We're going to let Andre tell his thing, but I could see that Erin was ready to drink it.
She's been behaving herself.
You guys can smell it, but do not drink yet. We're going to get into the sniffy sniff and the first taste in a minute.
No tasting yet.
We need Andre to be able to do his thing.
Yet.
Go ahead.
No. So I started in restaurants. My background was in restaurants. I was a sommelier for many years. I started in Texas, of all places, and made my way to the French Laundry in California. Worked for a chef called Thomas Keller, and then I moved to New York, unsight, unseen, in 2004 to be the opening sommelier for the sister restaurant per se, and that's where I met Gary. Gary came in with a group of purveyors and a friend. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? He just kept chirping. And I was like, I like this guy. I had never heard of them. And then, I think he went to the bathroom and John leaned in and he goes, no, dude, this dude sells the most fucking wine on the internet. I was like, that guy? He's like, that dude. And we quickly became friends. And but anyways, that's kind of my rise. I've been in New York ever since. I left the restaurant business in 2007, wanting to continue my education about wine, and I felt the only way to do that was to make my own. So we make about 40,000 cases now, and
cases, man? That's amazing.
47 states, 22 countries.
And what's the biggest, how many different SKUs do you?
We have about 13 different SKUs, but we're SKU heavy. For those, our most popular wine is called Other People's Pinot. I'm sure you've seen it. It's got a big old white and black OPP on the front.
you throw a lot of hip hop into your wine names and things of that nature, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm just a kid who I grew up on hip hop, and I just happened to fall in love with wine, and I just kept thinking, why not be able to put those two things together? I felt like every person I talked to who was in the wine business always got the hip hop references, were always singing those songs.
Have you as a Texas boy, I feel like Scarface hasn't entered any of your labels just yet. Don't you think it's a little disrespectful? And can we please address that with one of your next cuvées?
Maybe we'll do it subtly, but they were raw. They were raw. The Ghetto Boys and Scarface, they were really raw. Yeah. I don't know if they're really ready for that. I think tentatively I had a wine called Il Nana, and someone they put the kibosh on that one. So.
What, the alcohol and tobacco world wouldn't let you do that?
No, I think it was more my wife. It was like, dude, I think I know what that is. I think I know what that is. Like
cut that shit.
Yeah.
All right,
totally.
We've established the four of us. Let's go into the first wine. Andre, I'm going to let you take it away. What should everybody be doing at this point?
Oh, wow. You should be actually looking at the color. Color can tell you a lot of different things, but we have a brown background, so maybe you want to hold it over the rug, or maybe a white background. You just want to kind of look at the wine. I mean, we get points for naming the color of the wine, so it's white, right? We know that. You get that right. Take all credit.
You are crushing it,
right?
Andre.
What did they say? Hey, you get 5 points for writing your name on the paper, right?
It's true. It's true. So look, let's establish some rules here. We don't need to guess what this is or what you have it. Where I want to take for all four of us, even for us, like we don't have to guess what region this is from, what vintage. We don't need to. At this point, Andre, it must be fun for you as well. Like we grew up in the wine world when it wasn't cultural. Yep. Now, because of Netflix and all these documentaries, everybody it feels has seen Somm or this, that, or the other thing. So. Even though Andre very much has those capabilities, and I'm sure guests that I have on Brown Bags will have those capabilities, that is not really where I'm looking to take it. Where I'm looking to take it is, do you like it? What does it taste like? And how much do you think it costs?
Okay.
Would be cool. Can you do me a favor, Trouty? I know you're in the background. I don't know what the wines are either. I know Brandon picked them from Wine Library. Can you get him to text you what the wines are and maybe the current mainstream scores and the price point, just so when we have the unveil, because I'm totally not prepared for this. So
can we guess?
You can guess anything you want.
I would like to know, without telling us. I want to know if we know.
Yeah,
if it's like a Syrah or a Pinot.
Yeah, I promise you it's not any of those.
I know
that's
red
wines.
I didn't want to say whites because because anchoring.
Yes, no, don't worry. So let's sniffy sniff first. For anybody who watched Wine Library TV, I call it sniffy sniff because I wanted it to be funny and wanted it to be memorable. But what I really wanted was, Wine Library TV, it'll be interesting. I'll actually ask you your perspective from Wine Library TV. It was so important to me to trick America at scale into a couple things that I thought mattered, which was one, trust your own palate. Mm-hmm. Forget about what Andre and I say. We don't get nervous about our point of view on sushi or a cheeseburger, but with wine, we're always looking at the person that knows the most, and we have to succumb to his or her point of view. I hated that. I'd like to change that. That was a big goal of mine. And number two, we need to smell wine more. You guys cannot imagine how much more you will enjoy the wine if you smell it. So let's get the sniffy sniff. Now, Mary Kate, I don't want you to be polite or pure wowie here. I want your schnoz. There you go. All the way in.
It's like dripping in white wine now.
Are
you supposed to wait, Gary, and let it kind of open up and keep going back and smelling it again and again?
Well, I like swirling the wine, bringing it up.
Yeah.
I learned this.
So you want to aerate the wine. And what Gary's talking about, most people don't smell the wine. 90% of taste is smell.
Yeah.
Right. Think about when you were a kid and you pinched your nose because something you didn't want to eat your asparagus or whatever it was, right? Kind of the same thing. So you want to actually slightly crack your mouth. I'm getting a little nerdy here, Gary. I'm sorry.
I'm listening.
You want to crack your mouth a little bit, and you want to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, right? And that opens up your olfactory senses, so you get this better sense of smell.
I've never.
Yeah. So you want to smell.
What you just said, I've never smelled like that before in my life.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind.
All right. So what do you guys getting on the nose? What are we tasting here?
Are you hearing me smell?
Yes, it's picking up your
I thought
smell.
we were.
Yeah, Aaron, I know you drank it. That's fine too. I mean, on the nose, like
thought you were
for me,
doing
the
it.
melon and honeydew thing is coming through on the nose.
I get a
which
little
I
bit
like,
of that.
right? What are
Yeah,
you
I
getting,
get a
Andre?
little bit of canned asparagus, like slightly, like when you first open it up. Not that that's a bad thing or a good thing.
You
but
This is what I love.
Canned
This is what
asparagus?
exactly.
Well,
this is what always cracks me about tasting.
I know.
My mom used to
yeah,
buy.
I get it. I get
I'm sorry,
it.
Mom.
Now
My mom used to buy
now I
canned
assume you go to a good solid like fresh food farm in
Oh,
like
yeah. No.
Brooklyn.
Oh,
like
you know, Phoebe, my
So
wife.
Gary, I don't know
Totally.
if you know
Yes.
this. My first job out of college, I was a whiskey editor, and I was a 22-year-old girl who had never drank whiskey before in her life. And I'd go
And
to
you
these
got the job
tastings,
as the
and I got the
whiskeyist?
job.
Sounds like a real fucking fine establishment.
The magazine has since folded.
No shit. Go ahead.
So no, I edited a very smart whiskey person.
Yes.
But I would have to go on tastings. And Andre, this is when I always wanted to call bullshit on people because they'd be like, "Oh, I smell
nutmeg."
the
Yeah.
peat
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
Isle of Yore in
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Scotland in 1901." I'd be
Right.
like, "What? I smell alcohol." Like
Correct, and
Well,
that's
that's 'cause
and that's
you didn't know
exactly
shit.
and that's what I smelled at the beginning.
Yeah,
Like
me
when I
too.
first started, it was like all I
Wine.
smell is alcohol. Like
Right.
I mean, how can you get any of those things out of that? But
So, but canned asparagus, this really harkens you back to a canned
correct, but these are
asparagus
but, yeah,
moment.
but these are all moments, right? Like when
Yeah.
you smell things, it's supposed to take you back. And when I tell people when you smell wine. Talk about what it makes you think about. Like,
Yeah.
like he was famous for saying, "This is like Big League Chew."
Yeah.
Well, you know, like obviously
'Cause
it
it
didn't
was.
taste like that, but like that's what it reminded me of when you open
Yeah.
up that pouch.
Yeah.
When you and
Yes.
your boys got into the
That
store and you open that
saccharine
pouch.
smell.
Yeah, it's about memories. Like someone's like, "Hey, this wine reminds me of my grandfather," and you're like, "So what about your grandfather?" "Yeah, I used to sit on his lap and he would smoke a cigar." Right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's the cedar.
Yeah.
You're smelling the oak on the wine, right? So I think it's just more about memories. It's like when you
American-
smell something.
I would add on that, like, to Andre's point, like, what really broke me out, I thought, with Wine Library TV is that I really just talked about. I remember being scared to being called out in a blind tasting. I was in the wine world.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like I was trying to be a comedian or doing a shtick. So I remember being fearful of people giving me a glass of wine and saying, "What do you smell?" or "What do you think?" And so I was like, look, I need to go as true. For everybody who's listening, in the same way I kind of call it like I see it stuff, I did that for wine.
Mm-hmm.
In that I used Big League Chew or the way a racquetball smelled to me or anything else because I knew that if I smelt it again, I could recall it. And so the nuances are there,
Yeah.
as they are in coffee and tea and other alcohols, brown goods. The flavors are there.
Yeah.
I think to Andre's point, and to your point, actually, I apologize, there was a lot of adjectives and descriptors that were established by the wine world
Yeah.
that everybody kept rinsing and repeating. And I feel like we forced our ways into it. Whereas now, I think with the democratization of Instagram and personalities and bloggers and what I started with Wine Library TV, now that there aren't 4 or 5 people that control everything anymore, there's been more freedom in the descriptors.
Absolutely.
And I think that's powerful.
People
The fact that
describe
there's-
wines as banging, right?
Yeah.
You're like, that
Yeah.
wine is banging. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Definitely
see?
does. Yeah, it also just the democratization of like the entry of wine too. The fact that you have an OPP. I mean,
Yeah.
like that didn't exist
Nope.
15
No.
years ago.
All right, enough bullshit.
All right.
Let's
Okay.
drink this.
All right.
How do you drink it, Andre? I love technical stuff like this. I have no
carefully.
idea.
Yeah, very carefully. Is that what he said? Yeah, you just want to, sip it, maybe pull in some air into your mouth, or you want to gargle it, you can gargle it. All those things make a difference. Like some people swish it around in their mouth, push it through the front part of their teeth. All those different things can tell people something
It's
different about the
really,
wine.
really, really great, Aaron, to like make sure it hits as much of your tongue as possible. So like that is something that you should really figure. Yeah, you like that part?
Zingy.
Like
I smelled differently today. I tasted differently today.
right, because what happens, the reason you probably said zingy is you probably got more wine into the back part of
Yeah.
your tongue, which is going to kick that in, and most people never get there.
Oh wow, my face. I just like wow.
Yeah, wine drinking
What
is
do you
not
get,
a pretty
flush?
sport.
No, it just was a powerful feeling. It was rad. It was like
So to me, the one thing that, for everybody who's listening, that I highly recommend is tasting wine in 2 ways. One, if you're like listening along right now, just taste your wine, just drink it in the way you normally do. And then 2, swish it around, let it hit different parts. You will be stunned by how different it tastes. What will be ironic is for most people, the second way usually will not be as pleasing because the acidity and the tannins, depending on a red or white wine, will be more accentuated when it hits more of your mouth, and you won't like that bitterness or acid as much, and it'll become, for a lot of people, less flavorful.
I found that with this though, like that feeling balanced it, like that. You know,
You liked it.
this is great.
Well, no,
I love
nobody
this.
say what they think.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm just jumping the gun.
We're gonna need you to leave. Thanks for coming, Aaron. It's great to catch up. All right.
Someone's moving around.
So let's pour this out.
embarrassing.
We're gonna move on in a minute. Like, gather your thoughts on this wine.
We
Think
need,
about
like,
it.
cheat sheets or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's only 5 wines.
Okay.
But if your memory's not basic, you're more than welcome to take out your phone. I'm gonna pour the second wine. Andre,
Yes.
what's been going on in the wine world? Like, what's the real kind of, what's a trend or two that, for somebody like me that's not in it day in and day out anymore, has emerged in the last couple years?
Got it. Lots more sparkling wine from America. Right?
Really?
Yeah, so you're starting to see a lot more of that. Definitely made in like different fashions, like method champenoise, but you also have stuff that's happening, patinette style. So you have a lot of that kind of stuff going on. Loire Valley varietals are pretty hot here domestically.
Loire Valley's my favorite. That's
yeah,
what
so
I
you enjoy
always.
those?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I look for.
What do you mean? You mean Sancerre?
Just Loire Valley,
Okay.
but like Sancerre, yeah. Chablis is.
That's Burgundy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Chablis? Well, Gamay.
Aaron, we're gonna need you to. Here, I'm
You know
kidding.
what? We're gonna need you.
for playing.
It's all
That's
good.
really great.
It's all
Just
good.
Slowly
That's
crab
3
walk.
strikes. Michael Jordan,
Door.
number 1.
And then absolutely, rosé is something that's white hot
It's
right now.
insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yep.
10 years ago, I couldn't sell rosé
Absolutely.
if like it came with free money.
Yep.
Now it's like literally culture.
Yeah. Well, and it's just interesting to be on that beat. We started making rosé in 2009 and taking it out to places across the country. People are like, yeah, whatever. Like Las Vegas, like it's hot as shit there. And people
Yeah.
are like, nope, because people didn't want to be confused with drinking white Zinfandel.
That's right. That was
Yep.
a halo
Yep.
that sat over it
Yep.
forever.
What's
And
wrong
then-
with that? White Zinfandel.
It was $2 and it was sweet and it was
Sweet, and it got
garbage
it like
and
that, yeah.
old grandmothers drank it
Yes.
and nobody wanted to be associated with it.
It came in like jugs.
Yep. And so now it's changed, like I'm in Minnesota and someone's like, hey, I'm gonna take you to the shop that has, the most rosé, and you walk in, and last year they had like a table with 5 of them on it. Now they have 2 tables full, right? So it's definitely a genre that's grown. And I think just now it's more part of popular culture of celebrities playing in the field, which.
What do you mean, like Brad and Angelina when they were together had a rosé?
Well, them, but then,
Fat
and then,
Jewish.
and the fat Jewish, like so.
Right.
Wine is really becoming more part of American culture, and that I'm excited about. I mean, I'm excited about all of it, but I see a lot of that kind of stuff happening. And the competition's a lot stiffer now, right? There's a lot more people starting out like I did at the beginning, right? Just like doing whatever they can. I started was like fucking couch surfing, like wherever at free or extended terms is where I kind of hung my hat. But you're starting to see lots of small stuff everywhere. You know what I mean? Like just
You mean small producers?
Small producers.
Yep.
I mean, we live here in New York. You can sell anything.
Yeah, of course.
But like even just across the country. I mean, even the rise of natural wine, domestic and foreign, has really hit New York hard.
Yep.
And it's trickling out into other states. But you definitely see that. But on the production side, I would say you're seeing a lot more sparkling wine.
Mary Kay,
for sure.
what are your readers like when it comes to wine? What's working? Like, what are people paying attention to?
Wine's
what
really
are some of those more viral stories?
Well,
through the
definitely
years?
rosé in like any kind of facet they can find it. So it's rosé cocktails, it's frosé, it's frozen rosé. But wine is more like a lifestyle tool for them. So wine to pair with your book club, wine to pair when it's just yourself, wine to pair with foods, wine to pair with events, holidays. I mean, it really is, they see it lifestyle first, and which I love because then it means they're drinking more of it, but it's more the lifestyle aspect first.
Right, they're not nerding out. They're not studying it. They're not collecting it. They're not trying to figure out every nuance.
Sure,
of
and
it.
like standard price point, region, that comes into play, but really more like how to serve it and where and when to serve it really is like fascinating to them.
Yeah.
I love that.
Let's go
so
sniffy
cool.
sniff on this.
Yeah.
This has a totally different nose than the first wine. This is also a white wine.
Spicy.
Really? I don't smell that.
Smell like a little bit of vanilla.
Yeah.
There's a ton of vanilla. Do you smell that? Mm-hmm. You got that, Trouty? Over there in the bleacher seats over there? You and Nate with your rivalry?
I really hope you guys survived.
No, there's a ton of vanilla bean going
you're
on
about to say
here.
there's a ton of rivalry.
All right, let's give it a whirl. I'm spitting the wine. The rest of
I
the
know,
crew here
it's
is drinking it directly to the face.
It's too far for me to grab, so I'll
Aaron
just
just
have a
finished her
better day.
entire
Be a little
glass.
drunk.
Yeah.
Aaron and I are gonna roll out
I'm about
of
to
here.
talk later.
All right.
Second half.
I'm changing the format.
slurring
I'm
half?
changing the format
Yeah.
since
Alright.
this is
He's
audio
call-
and not visual.
he's calling the audible.
I feel like we're going to talk a little bit about the wines now.
Okay.
So let's do that. I don't want to sway opinions, but Mary Kay, we'll start with you.
So we're not saying what we like better. We're just talking about this one.
You're talking about this specific wine, this white wine.
So
Is it fresh? Is it heavy? Do you
It's
love it? Do
definitely-
you hate it?
that's,
Let me start.
That's
I
rating
did
it.
not like the first wine.
I hated the first one.
Okay.
It reminded me of
Andre?
my grandmother. Not that
Only if
grandma
I had it
loved
with
you.
oysters. But off straight up, it's okay.
Now remember, we're
What,
tasting
first wine or this wine?
First wine.
Yeah.
Just for everybody at home, Aaron, first wine, loved it.
Yeah, I like oysters. That's what I thought of oysters.
What about the wine?
Yeah, but it's like it's kind of a wine that you have at Mary's Fish Camp. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like,
Understood. So one thing for everybody who's into wine a little bit, we're tasting these wines at room temperature. And so white wines get really exposed. You're fine, Aaron. White wines get very exposed when they're at room temperature because the cold is not hiding it.
Right.
I always called it like, kind of like the high school beer rule. Like when you're drinking Natty Light or Milwaukee's Best, which is Marcus's favorite, the Beast, like you get it as cold as fucking possible because you don't want to taste it, right? So one of the reasons I've always tasted white wine at room temperature is I actually wanted to taste it because if you get this if wine number one was dead ice cold, we'd be like, yeah, okay, cool,
I really
refreshing.
I wish you'd explained this before because I just thought that this was like a beat, like wine tasting. I was like, oh, this wine is so warm.
No.
Gary just gave you guys a pro
That's
tip. That's
great.
real shit
I love,
right there.
It's so
Like,
true. It's opened up so much.
Yeah, you
that
hide
first,
flaws in wine by chilling them and
Yeah.
making them colder. Yeah.
That first bottle
Cold
is like a
wines
Capri
is like
Sun.
over make-upped individuals. You can hide anything. Got it?
yeah, that's why my drink is rosé on ice.
Like literally with cubes.
That's literally my drink. Yeah.
You
I'm
drink
really
with
glad
ice
that-
cubes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Didn't Moet had a sparkling wine that they promoted as with
Yeah,
cubes,
that's right.
right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
has it done well?
I haven't seen it in the market. The only way I've seen it is because my boy was one of their.
Got it.
He was one of their
Like,
their
homies.
ambassadors.
Yeah.
And that
Andre,
was going around with it. Yeah.
What do you think about all the wines in cans and like new formats of delivery? Like I'm so amazed.
Did you see Underwood?
Yeah.
I like that. They had rosé in a can.
and Arco
It was-
Ramona, like there's
Yeah.
so many
They're
out
actually
there
just
now.
coming out with. I think July 13th. They're coming out with.
July 13th is yesterday.
Yeah.
My sister's birthday. Happy
There you
birthday,
go.
Liz.
Yeah.
I love
Happy
you.
birthday.
I have a
Happy
sister.
birthday, Liz.
All right, go ahead.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your wife. Yeah. Got
No,
it.
my wife's name is Liz. My sister's name is Liz.
Got it. I thought
I
there's
only
two
like
Liz.
Liz's.
There you go. There you
Mary
go.
Kate, you need
I
to
just
change your
changed my
Yeah,
name
thank
right
you.
now. It's
Now,
also
wine in a
Peerless.
can is great. I think it. Is it for everybody? I think wine is this big long train that you can get on at any time that you want, get on and off. So if you're into wine in a can, I think it's great. I like the stuff from Underwood. I think it's great. I think
It gets
the
really
breakout
cold, right?
is- yeah,
With
the
the can.
breakout is
Can
the
I
wine
ask
cooler.
a really quotidian question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you supposed to drink it in the can like
You
a
don't
beer?
have to. No, and actually,
There's no supposed to.
Well, yeah,
like if
you're
we're gonna
right,
get,
you're
if we're gonna
right.
get anything across
Yeah.
in Brown Bags episode 1, is there's no you want to fucking funnel that wine right now?
Yeah.
Funnel it.
That's right.
You want to drink it out of a plastic
Jody, I need a
bag? Good. like enough with like no, but this is real.
No,
we
I-
do this with wine, and we don't do this with everything
Because
else.
it tastes different in a can, though. That's my point.
Great.
No, but
And-
it was good. I like new experiences, though. I
Well,
like
tell us
that's
about
wrong.
that, Aaron.
That's wrong. I like breaking the rules, and it's
Yeah.
like this is weird, but
It's dangerous though, right? Because that's a half bottle of wine, and people drink it like beer.
Oh,
That's,
trust me, I'm
that's
the most
thing.
fun Mary Kate after a can of wine.
Yeah, yeah, but I just think
How
that
about
if you
after
want to
3?
shoot it, you can. What
When
do
you
you like
switch
with it?
from
It's
the
great.
You
most
wanna
fun
shoot it?
to throwing up on
Okay.
people.
Okay,
6
I
cans?
haven't thrown up on people in a while, but yes,
When's the
after
wait a
3
minute,
glasses.
actually, let's get serious here.
Yes.
Let's turn up Brown Bags.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. We're only in wine 2. We got 3 more to go. Mary Kate, when is the last time that you threw up?
like hungover, threw it up. All right,
Yeah,
it's-
not like you ate a weird oyster.
It's as Gary knows, and most of the team here now knows, I do like to go out and have a good time. And I do have 2 children, so those 2 worlds
They'll listen to this
clash.
eventually because I'll be popular with them because I'm skewing younger. But
They
for
are.
now, they're very young.
I think
so
Jackson
they won't hear
more
this.
than Charlie.
Yes.
We're worried about Charlie's entrepreneurial skills. Yeah, definitely this past year. I definitely.
You threw up.
Oh, for sure.
Paint us a
For sure.
I'm so proud of you.
For sure. I don't say no to a fun time. Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. I can probably just.
In the last 365 days, you threw up from too much
I
alcohol
thought I just said
consumption.
for sure 5 times. Yeah,
Yes.
I'll text
Okay, got it.
Anna, my best friend, right now and see what she
What the
says.
exact date was.
She knows. Anna.
That's pretty
What
amazing.
about you?
I don't vom.
You don't
Yeah,
vom?
No, I don't. No. I'm Irish.
Yeah, I didn't know that throwing up was now called vom, but I'm pretty fired up about that.
Now we all
Hashtag
know
vom.
I've contributed something today.
Opinions are being contributed. Aaron, what do you think about wine number 2?
Wine number 2. Hang on. I mean,
This is remember.
are we sharing as we go now?
Yes, we're sharing as we go. I changed the rules.
We got a little cinnamon.
We're gonna vom our opinions to each other.
I mean, I rarely meet a wine I don't like
You're
unless
gonna
I'm on
like all
American
five.
Airlines.
Understood.
Like this, I mean,
Compare this to wine number 1.
I'm kind of upset that everyone's like hating on the first one
No, don't be.
because I like the first one.
You may be a pioneer. We may unveil it and might be one of the
just
highest rated.
trailblazing the white wine today.
Yeah. What do you think about this wine?
I think it's all right. I think that
Is it too soft? Do you feel like the subtleties compared to wine number 1, and that makes it a little boring for you? Because I see a boring face.
it's like spicy. Like I said when I first
Okay.
smelled it, there's
Yep.
something spicier about this one than the first one.
Okay.
And I like even coffee too. I like things like I like instant coffee. And Dunkin' Donuts like that. Do you know what I mean? There's like I don't know if it's like acidic. I like when I ask for wine, I ask for minerality.
Okay. Andre, wine number 2.
Wine number 2, vanilla, slightly oaky, some
you like it?
cinnamon. I think it has its place. Yeah, it's pretty decent.
But you seem bored by it.
Yeah, I'm not, my
Writing
socks
home.
aren't blown off or anything like that.
Compared
but
to
like-
wine number 1?
I found wine number 1 maybe to be a little bit more interesting because it was funky, right?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't
Yeah.
as this wine seems a little bit more
Yep.
technical and laboratory made in
Yes.
that way, where the other wines seem to have like
A little
some
flavor.
sauvage
Yeah.
to it, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Some
Mary
funk,
Kate?
some funk to it.
I
Understood.
definitely like this one better. This is more my jam. This feels like ladies who lunch white wine.
Yes.
Like this gets the job done. This can be consumed in mass quantities.
Yes.
Yeah.
One, that's interesting that you say that about one because I thought at first it was swill, but now I do have a little bit more respect that you say that. Like I like the vanilla and cinnamon of this. This is an easy drinking white, but now I'm super curious because maybe you're right. Maybe one has a nuance there that Gary served it at like warm ass temperature, but maybe chilled.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd have
Yeah.
a different
Because right
taste.
now all the wines they taste
Yeah.
hot. The
Yeah.
alcohol is really amplified, right? So that's
Yeah.
what we're tasting, right? And
So for me,
yeah.
the good news is I have more self-esteem than Mary Kate and can stick to my own opinions.
Wait,
I
when did you
wasn't
get-
succumbed. I wasn't persuaded by Andre's.
Oh, I thought you were
nuances.
gonna
So
say-
for me, I really love wine number 2 and don't like wine number 1. I wasn't persuaded by Andre's charm like Mary Kate was. I feel like
Love
I'm
eyes.
a very big fan of wine number 2. I feel like it's interesting where you're coming. I'm really
Should I go
curious
back
for wine.
in and see
No,
what
no,
Gary's
you can
talking
do anything
about?
you want.
Just teasing.
I think what's really interesting to me is as you were talking, because I respect your palate so much, I'm like, because for me, wine number 2 is so well balanced, and is it so integrated, fruit, acidity, structure-wise, or is it boring? Like this is where it gets sometimes super interesting with wines when it's so, and you said it. This is why this is fun. It doesn't matter what angle you come from. All of us were wildly, interestingly saying the same thing. You said it in your way, like you like the radness of wine number 1, the spiciness. You were like basically trying to, Aaron, articulate your thoughts on it. But basically, what you were saying is it's seamless and either boring or clean. You were saying that, and Mary Kate, you were saying it's it gets the job done. People will like it because what you were reacting to was that seamlessness. Nothing was out of whack. There wasn't anything too aggressive, and that either means that it's a boring ass wine that is too technical, and it's funny how you broke it down, and it's kind of like a cliche wine that like is on supermarket shelves at Albertsons and everybody can like it, or it means it's like a white burgundy like wine or a producer that's making a seamless integration. Now I'm excited to see what wine number 2 is.
I have a question. I
Go
have
ahead.
a question
Let's
for
go.
you.
We're gonna go to wine number 3.
I have a question about about boring wine versus exciting wine.
Yes.
See, I don't like Cabernet. Is
Okay.
that what people? Is it just because it's not boring? It's
Well,
like
why
too-
don't you like it?
Because it's so much.
It's
saying,
too powerful?
Yeah, and maybe like it just a lot happening.
Well, it's a heavy red wine.
Yeah.
Like I don't like Cabernet. I don't know why why it's so popular, but maybe they're bored by Pinots.
But I think also like Cabernet, New World Cabernet, like it.
And when he means New World Cabernet, for everybody listening,
Sorry.
no worries. You
Yeah.
keep doing your thing. That's what I'm here for. He's talking about like Napa Valley Cabernets, like not the Cabernet-based wines from Bordeaux or even Tuscany. Like New World Cabernets are going to have a lot of fruit. They're the Silver Oaks and the Camases and the Harlans that a lot of you know if you're into wine. So keep going.
Yeah, no, but like the whole fact is like coming new to wine, like it's made from grapes, right? It's made from fruit. Why, most people's association, why doesn't it taste sweet? Why does it not taste this way? And I think what happens is that you have something like this. People are attracted to something that's overripe and that tastes like jam in some ways, and that's not a bad way. I think that's how I started. And the fact of it is that as an Americans, we have a sweet palate. Right, there's nothing wrong with that. We invented the cocktail during Prohibition to cover up shitty booze.
Yeah, we like sweets.
I love it. I've never
Are
thought
all
of
these
it like that.
Are all these impressive dudes that you date like trying to impress you with like high-end Cabernet?
Ooh, I
And
like
you
that.
feel
Yes,
maybe
that's
why
where
you
I
hate
learned it.
I know, this is so much better than
Was
this is
that-
so much better.
Yes,
than-
yes, you nailed it. Like
I think
Hundo
the
P.
first half of this podcast now goes in the garbage, and we just start here.
Well, yeah, we've gotten to the bomb part, and now we're going to get into
still
Erin's
waiting-
dating
I'm
life,
still waiting for the
which is going to be
text.
far more interesting. But when you were saying that, I'm like, oh, I bet you that she's going out with these dudes
Yeah.
who are ordering like the fucking like because I could, what's
I
funny?
yell at
Nate's
them. I'm like, I don't like
Nate's sitting
Cabernet.
right
I told
behind
you 4 times.
So I was able to see Nate's face while you were talking. Like, oh, that would be the bullshit that Nate would pull. He would buy like a boring Cabernet. Trouty, I know you wouldn't order Cabernet. You're super bougie, and you would order some wine that would confuse the girl. She would leave like while she went to the bathroom, and you'd be sitting there drinking your Gamay by yourself.
Gamay. That's my first favorite wine.
Trouty.
Any girl Trotty dates definitely likes rosé in a can.
No, but Erin, like that literally is how it's hit your radar, the Cabernet.
Well, I mean, like, that's how I learned about
Wine.
all wine.
Yeah.
My first boyfriend was Swiss French, and we for 4 years lived in London and Paris.
Was he much older than you?
No,
Oh, interesting.
4 years.
I missed it. I thought I was like 11.
You're
I was
like.
kind of hoping for 11.
I was hoping for like 30.
My
hoping
parents
she was
are
20 and
11
he was
years apart.
54.
Yes.
My parents
Aaron,
are
can you
11
just
years
pretend
apart.
he was 54?
Your parents are 11 years apart?
Yeah, they're going.
Yeah.
They're fine. I mean,
All right, wine number 3.
Okay.
smell it.
What do we, let's sniffy sniffs?
I love it
Sniffy
on the
sniffs.
What are you getting on the nose? The nose
This is like September, New York Fashion Week, back into New York.
Yeah, see,
definitely
there you
drinking
go.
a red.
Yep.
Now you're getting it, Mary
All
Kate.
the berries. I love
Yeah.
this. This is
Andre?
like hits all of
Potpourri
that
at my
moment.
grandmama's house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some
totally
pencil
different.
shavings, some
You-
graphite.
You can definitely smell this.
Graphite?
You can definitely
Yeah,
smell
like
the
from like
sweet.
when
Oh
you
my
sharpen a
God.
pencil.
It's from my
I like
like
the
You can smell
fourth
the
grade
sweetness.
mechanical
Yeah,
pencil.
no, absolutely. You go into smelling it, expecting it to be sweet.
Yep.
Right? Like it's- yeah,
100%.
yep.
All right,
Where
let's
do you
give it
get
a
that
whirl.
graphite?
I get graphite on there.
I get graphite too,
Yeah.
actually. You know what graphite also sometimes smells like if you're going through it? Metallic. Like it depends on how you articulate it as an adjective.
Tinny, yes.
But this almost smells like you took an aluminum bat
Yes,
when you were
yes.
like in Little League and you had a bunch of strawberries and you started smashing the strawberries and then you smelled the baseball bat and the strawberries.
Who does that?
You should.
That's
You should write
crazy.
children's
Gary
books.
does it.
New
does that?
imagination.
No, this is like you went on a barbecue and someone gave you a piece of pie to take home in
Yep.
aluminum, and then you opened it up. That's
Yep.
like the normal thing versus like the physical, violent way that you experience it.
But listen, let's not suppress
Delta
the
first
male-
class.
Yeah, like why are you suppressing my male? Like you're being way too politically correct on me. Like why can't I be a boy for a second?
I have two of
I'm
you
sorry.
at home.
Yeah.
I built Legos this morning. That's actually
Alexa,
baloney. I
play the
vomited
Imperial
this morning.
March.
No, don't Alexa. I already heard it this morning.
The Imperial March,
By
Darth
John.
Vader's theme, by John Williams and London Symphony Orchestra.
She's added that. Dun, dun, dun.
So the reason this is playing is Mary Kate's boys do that with Alexa every morning and walk around.
She stopped because she said her name again.
Yeah. Alexa, stop. So, Erin, what do you think about this wine?
What do I think about it? I think. Well, I
Yes.
haven't tasted it yet.
Well, please taste it. Mary Kate,
Smells amazing.
I love it.
Erin's way behind it. She's
I
been
love it.
smelling for. You
It's-
love it.
I love it. It feels balanced. This feels delicious.
Oh my God, I want this one. I need to know what this is after.
Yep.
It smelled amazing. That's why I didn't stop smelling it.
I think we just stay here now for the rest of the day and
What
just
is
jam.
this?
This wine makes me want to like,
It's like, what is
break
it?
business.
Yeah, no, I think it's
But
a
this
great
is
wine. I think it's pretty well
outrageous.
balanced. You know, I'm
Is
torn.
it too sweet for you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure where
Yeah.
that's coming from, and you know, so it's reduced, right? It's like
Yeah, do you
someone
think
took
it's-
all of that stuff, cooked it down, and it's like stewing.
It's
Definitely.
grenache that way,
Yep.
like, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's
So I'm
definitely-
gonna say
Something-
something for everybody listening. Wine number 3, and we'll link this and like when we post that. This is going to be. I'm not sure what I think about it. You notice that I also like it. If you noticed how I asked Andre if he thought it was too sweet, it is a little too sweet for me. But I'm weirdly in the mood for it to be sweet. Meaning, because we're in July. To me, this is a very intriguing barbecue wine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like as soon as I was drinking, I was like, "Ooh, you know,
Ooh, that's-
like
yeah.
just BB,
Ribs.
yeah, and like just easy, like exactly. Ribs is exactly what I was
salty
thinking.
ribs, yeah, yep.
That's exactly right,
Yeah.
actually.
Like also like a manchego cheese.
If this is
like,
under $20, and I have no idea what this is, if this is under $20, everybody who would buy it would fucking love it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
If it's under $20, Pure Wow will go bananas on this.
If it's under $20, will you commit to buying a case at Wine Library?
Committed
At full cost,
to.
full profit for me and my family?
Full
Wait,
cost.
Oh, I
case
will.
usually
I'm
comes
committing.
in
I
Okay,
will.
thank you, Erin.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Thank you, Erin. Mary Kate.
I was in a
For you-
negotiation.
No, Mary Kate.
Oh, sorry.
You just like
You're
totally.
out. You're out.
Mary.
Aaron, you're the
Business.
new editor-in-chief of Pure Wow. Congratulations.
It's actually called Gary Wow.
Gary Wow relaunching.
I'm buying it in
Andre,
bulk, Mary
if
Kate.
you were rating this on a 100-point
Everyone's
scale,
getting it.
where would you go?
You know, it's you know, I mean, I would look at it and probably
Like, don't
80,
play to the
89,
mic.
91.
Okay, nice range. Yeah, I like this wine. All right, let's go to wine number 4.
You said what?
89 to
I
91.
need a glass.
Have
I
you
don't want to part with
you
this
need-
one.
Just pound it, Mary Kate. You can throw up again. You can bomb.
Still waiting for
You
the
can throw up
Please
again.
bomb with us.
I'm glad that question didn't get
Gary,
past
do you
my
get
way. I was
hungover?
just like, oh my god.
You know what's funny? I never ever get hungover except the weirdest thing. I, for some reason, get drunk on sake. I don't know why. The last 7 times I've been drunk has been eating at like high-end, like Japanese, like
I feel
sushi
like I've seen
restaurants.
you
Like,
at like 4 in the morning and you've never been drunk.
I don't drink that much. I'm never drunk because I always need to be in control. I've never done a drug in my entire life. Like, even though like my entire college crew is all about smoking 14 blunts to the face,
My dad's like that.
I need to be in control.
Yeah.
But the one thing that gets me, I don't know, I don't see it coming. I like keep doing those little fucking sake shots. I never feel it. Then all of a sudden I get in like my car to go home and like like New York City goes upside down on me and I'm like, what the fuck?
So wine doesn't get you drunk?
I've never got. I'm like never
I think it's
drunk.
the size of the glass, the sake glass.
It's tricking me.
And
Wine number 4,
you're
sniffy sniff.
drinking more. Yeah.
Ooh, Andre's gonna like this.
So do you have a
And the
code
dinners
word
are
for
longer.
being hungover? In my household, we have 3 little kids running around, so we always say, "Hey, are you dehydrated?ed?" You know, that's our code word for being hungover
I love
amongst
it.
the adults. You know, it's
There's
just more
nothing-
like, "Hey."
There's nothing worse in life than being hungover.
What
with
about
a
murder
3-year-old.
and rape?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, well, Jesus. No.
Well, I'm just asking. You just said there's
Murder, I
nothing
could say
worse.
no, but then the next, I mean,
So wait, you're saying on the record, because
yes.
we'd like to use this in a piece of content, that being hungover is worse than murder. Can we put that as official press release on Pure Wow?
do it.
Okay, good. Aaron, congratulations. You're the new editor-in-chief. All right, what are we
offer
getting
still
on this
stands.
nose? This is
Apples.
smoky.
Yeah.
Oh,
Apples.
gross.
It's got apple.
I don't like.
You don't like this?
I don't like it either.
No, it smells like bum.
I
to
love
me.
Oh
it.
yeah,
It
yeah,
does?
I like it.
love
It's just
I love
funky.
it too. Yeah, it's
That's
super
why I like
fun.
it.
It smells
yeah.
like
You love it, right?
Yeah.
It smells
I
like
mean-
Smoky.
stinky.
It smells like
stinky
a
cheese.
pig farted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Just fart
It smells like
it.
stinky
Yeah.
moldy
Yeah, it
cheese.
does.
Smell it again. It is farty. It's
Oh,
very
it
barnyard.
smells like a guy
Aaron,
sat
you're
next on the
super, like,
subway.
Chicago farm girl.
Oh
Yes.
no, I'm just like
Like this is like you went to Iowa.
I'm not
to a-
scared.
You're not.
Wasn't
okay,
that
I
scared?
understand
But like,
you're not
but,
scared.
but
not
no one
scared.
wants to drink a fart though. You know what I mean?
I prefer fart over fruit.
It smells like
And
no
only in my
air-conditioning.
wine.
Yeah,
do I,
only
yeah,
my wine.
yeah.
But
Oh guys, it's really what?
it's
This is
super
a joke.
earthy. No, this is super
This might
earthy
be-
and raw. Mary Kate?
This smells like no air conditioning New York City subway next to like
This is like no.
Someone
this is
who
not-
might have just
no,
bombed.
This is
Yeah.
not BO, and everybody knows what body odor smells
No,
like. This is
body
not
odor-
BO.
no, this is fart.
This
This
is
is different.
legit cow farm shit.
Yeah, this is real.
Iowa.
Yes, it's dumb.
You stepped into like a pig shit.
Is that
you stepped
peat?
into it?
Is
You're
that
trying to
terroir?
clean up your boot.
It's
and
more
you smell
terroir.
the like you smell
It's
like
more terroir. Yeah,
Can
no.
you, Andre? Can you clean up this? Like, I'm confused.
Taste
but
it
that-
now.
but
Wait,
that's it.
taste it. This is where it gets interesting. Now taste it.
It's great.
So we farted in your face, but now taste it.
I love you. That is
That's a new name for the podcast, by the way. It comes after
Okay, I get it now. I get why you smell
Okay.
and then you taste.
Right?
That was a story.
So, Aaron, tell us the story that you just consumed.
We got fart. Someone we stepped in cow shit.
Okay.
Went to clean the boot, got farted on.
Yes. And then you drank it. And what happened?
Then you got Febreze, man. You got some like.
Did you get the sour cherry? You got sour
You
cherry.
got- no, you got
Sour
some- yeah,
cherry.
you got, like, some lavender.
There's some potpourri at the end.
Yes,
like,
no, I was
it's like
thinking of-
someone sprayed
It was
in
a
the bathroom after
lavender.
they went.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I just
No,
want
it's
everybody
beautiful. It's
know-
a cherry. It's cherry. It's
I just
beautiful.
want everybody to know.
Yeah.
We're on wine number 4. I spit the other 3. I'm already fully done drinking this glass.
This is amazing.
Do you love it?
Yeah.
It freaks you out that it could smell like this,
I
but
know.
taste like that.
It does.
Oh, Mary Kate.
It's
I
amazing.
really, this is like throwing my world a little bit.
Did you ever have
Wow.
a boyfriend that farted on you because he thought he was like a fratty dude, but you kind of were really into him because he was hot? That's what this wine is. Farted, but it was delicious.
Wow, that was never
a
my
good enough-
approach.
Well,
That was
that's 'cause-
never my approach.
Well, that's because
You farted on
you
the
and I
lady?
did not live the life of these two ladies.
Got it,
That's why I was trying to. I'm trying to use my empathy here.
I like guys
Brown
that
Bag
fart.
episode 2 is gonna be like Terry Gross and like the most serious wine tasting in the world
Because this is gonna
this
get,
has gone so
I'm
off
going
the
to lose all my
rails.
subscriptions on this podcast. This is the end of the GaryVee Audio Experience and Wine Library. Shut down. Andre,
gosh.
you've been growing from 0 to 40,000 cases. You're
Yes.
going back to 0
Yeah, I know,
after this
absolutely.
podcast. Andre, what do you think about this wine?
I dig the wine. I like that it's funky. It's it's not cookie cutter. There's like this P-Funk sour cherry, great acidity in the wine, not over oaked.
Not oaked at all.
Yeah, so it just feels it feels
Can you-
natural.
what kind of wine? What kind of grape do you think this is? I know we haven't gotten
Oh,
there.
shit.
Yeah, I want to know all of it. What do you think?
You know, I don't know. Maybe
I'm struggling
cool,
with
cool
it.
climate like Cabernet Franc or something like that. I
I'm
don't
struggling
think
with
it's covered.
Trouty.
I know what it is.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
it is
out.
what it is.
You know, I'm struggling with
wine?
a little bit. The floral aspects of this wine are intriguing to me. Like literally, I don't
Would a
have. I'm gonna-
Cabernet Franc be floral?
It could be.
It could be
I mean,
more
it tends to be
vegetal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's
that's
usually
kind of
vegetables.
what
That's
I'm,
why I
like,
don't
getting
think.
a little bit, too.
But to his point, what's running through what he's probably thinking, he definitely doesn't think. Excuse me, that this is Loire Valley Cab Franc, but he could think it's New World Cab Franc, and if he's saying that right. So like, are Loire? Go back. Actually, now I'm recalling because I'm ADD'd out. Domestic sparkling wine. What's happening? You like that, D-Rock? That was like 40 minutes ago.
What do you mean?
Why is that? Why?
I don't know, like, what's-
why is that
The
weird?
last interesting thing was like 10 years ago before, when I was in it, like Grouet, New Mexico, but like what's happening?
Yeah,
What's
so,
happening?
But now what you have is like now you like.
or is this are you nerd? Do you have a prop? Is this your agenda?
No.
I feel like you're doing wine nerd agenda. Okay, so what has happened in the last 24, 36 months that's popped in the wine
what's
world?
happening
Sparkling
now
wines.
is you have more mobile bottling lines that people are coming
Okay.
around and
Okay.
helping with that process. A good friend of mine just started a company doing that. But you just see it. No, I mean,
what do you mean by bottling
Has there been a
wines?
domestic sparkling wine that's caught the attention of the American consumer recently?
Well, see, I wouldn't say consumer. I'm on the
Nerd side.
I'm on the
You're the nerd side.
gatekeeper level.
No,
yeah,
Nate,
right, yeah.
nerd side.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, what's caught the nerds' attention?
Correct. Absolutely. Which
What?
means which is sparkling.
Who in the
Oh,
U.S.? That freaked me out.
Shit, man.
Anybody?
I'm at a loss of
Yeah,
words.
I
I
fucking got
think
you,
people get
motherfucker.
bored.
Yeah.
I think people get bored and they want to. They
I
want
got
to
one at the tip of my
pioneer.
tongue, but yeah.
Give
but,
it to me before you leave, because I'm.
Yeah.
I'm
No, dude.
intrigued by that.
Like, I mean, that's what.
Oh, actually,
that's what
Andre,
people are
I'm
geeking out.
sorry because I'm being selfish now.
Go ahead.
What's happening in the wine scene in New York, supplier-wise, restaurateur-wise? Who's the hottest sommelier in New York right now?
I don't know.
You're out of that game too?
Well, the fact of it is this. I'm only here for the weekends.
Oh my
And
God,
I
there's
get on the
more.
plane every
I
week.
can't.
So is there? Well, okay. But
So
you're,
like, who's
you're,
killing
listen,
it? I think
you're smart. Come on.
I still
Thank
think
you.
that like, a lot of sommeliers are coming into their own. I think they're more sommeliers are more entrepreneurial than they ever have been in the past. And I totally agree with you. I think that like just more people are more entrepreneurial overall, right? So like.
So I must still be like this. Like I'm.
Dude,
I need to
Yeah.
re-enter this. You
Yeah.
know what? This is fun that I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I need to re-enter the game because the truth is, like,
No
when
one's-
I did Wine Library TV,
Yeah.
people thought I was a douchebag
Yep.
at first, and then
Why?
because it was so different. Because I'm a little bit aggressive. Like I don't know, Andre. This is
Yeah,
actually
well,
a good segue.
This is it. This
what
is the
was
thing.
what
It's
was
like,
happening?
The show wasn't for them, and that everybody thought it was for you. And the thing of it is that, and I used to tell people, granted, there's going to be some kid that's going to come work for you that got into wine from watching this guy
Oh, a
show.
lot of
It's just not. It's like you can watch it for entertainment value, but like for everybody, it's like, oh, he's like damning wine. He's talking about wine this way. But all the younger kids are gonna come. Like, and there's people here now in New York City who are running wine programs that got into wine from watching his show.
100%.
And people got in all in a huff and a fuss about it. But
This
like
was
to me, it's just
2007.
Oh,
First of all,
that makes sense because
Aaron, it
before
was 2007.
yeah.
Yeah,
This
but
is
that's
10 years ago.
That's before I was introduced. That's like the year that I was started like moved to New York City, and it's like the art world. It feels uninviting. It makes you
Yeah.
feel stupid, which is like I feel. I'll be honest. I feel stupid today, but that's what. Even still, I've been drinking wine, and I know my way around wine. I know my favorites. I know like.
What is your favorites?
I mean, I'm
Feel like own it.
I'm
I know.
just.
Trying to
I'm like
remember.
4 deep right now.
Give me a second. We are on wine number 5.
Okay.
What are your favorites?
My
though?
favorite,
Yeah.
most
Talking about
I like
wines or her
excitement.
boyfriends?
Both.
Okay.
Favorite boyfriends. Let's actually switch it real
No.
quick.
I
Okay,
mean, like
favorite
that's
wines.
like a nightmare. They're like
Yes.
the village people.
Amazing.
I
All right,
can't-
favorite wines.
I love natural wines.
You do.
I love that cloudy,
Yep.
unpredictable.
Yep.
Okay.
I like the story. Like if I was a wine, I would be a natural wine.
Natural wine.
Ooh, I love
Cloudy
that question. If
ass.
you're a wine, what would you be?
Cloudy
Okay,
ass.
favorite wine right now, or
Rosé
recently?
in a can.
Yes.
And then after that, a chill, very cold rosé in a can. No, I'm kidding.
You're not a big wine person, right?
No, I'm a huge wine person. Probably
what-
like a
so-
Petite Syrah.
Petit Syrah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Something I can drink at home by myself.
I love Syrah.
She's on another
You should be Syrah sisters.
I
there you go.
agree with you.
I love that the
I
most.
discovered it.
And we're gonna leave
in a
right
store.
from here and get
Let's go.
tattoos that say Syrah Sisters, and we'll never
It's
regret
still
them.
11:29 a.m. All right, let's sniffy sniff
I'm
here.
so
Wait,
drunk.
no. What's what?
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
in a
what are
second.
you?
I'll tell you in a second. I have been really into
Ooh.
Nebbiolo. I'm drinking a ton of Barolo. Like
I never
had a
heard of
90
it.
I had a 90 last night. I had a 96 Viette single vineyard Barolo. Like I think Barolo is so underpriced for what it delivers. Burgundy.
What does it
7
deliver?
When I use that, I use it as a slang term for what is the quality of that wine in comparison to all the other wines.
What
in
are
the
you
world.
tasting when you say quality? That's what people get. That's where people lose you because
Sure.
I don't know what you mean. I want to know what you mean because you know what you're talking
every
about.
single person that's thinking right now, think about the thing that you consume the most: soda, hamburgers, bourbon, candy, like
Chewing gum.
Like for example, cola. Right? For everybody 40 and older, when we used to drink cola, now all you kids drink water because you're healthy as shit and you all look great, especially with filters and angles on Instagram. So when we drank cola, it's so easy for me to taste the difference between Coca-Cola, Pepsi, RC Cola, and cola that's private label ShopRite shit, right? It's because I drank so much of it. Like cupcakes, I like them a lot. So it's super easy for me to like be like, oh, this is a good cupcake, this is a shit cupcake. But if it's the first cupcake you ever had, you don't have context. So everybody right now, while you're listening, close your eyes and think about the thing you consume the most. And now tell me, in that category of thing, do you feel like you understand what is good and what is not? The answer is yes. You have a very good sense that this piece of pizza is good and this is not. This isn't. That's how I think about wine. I consumed so much that I have so much context that for my own palate, and I'm confident in my own self, this is good wine, this is not good wine. To me, Barolo is super interesting because it has the nuances and characteristics and complexity of Pinot Noir and Burgundies, but it has the fruit and the power of the things that I like about Cabernets and other varietals. I think it's the perfect middle, and because the wine critics don't carry as much weight anymore, nobody's able to make Barolo super overpriced by giving everything 100 points like you used to be able to.
Yep.
And so I think Barolo has found this really sweet spot where it's not being auctioned off in Hong Kong and and these things. I think it is the perfect wine right now where if you buy an $80 Barolo from a really good producer, I believe you're buying a $400 Burgundy, Bordeaux, or Colt California wine, and that's why I love it.
Well, you heard it here.
There you go.
That was good.
Yeah, that was
That
fantastic.
reminded of some of the OGs.
I mean, you talk like
You like that,
That
right?
cleared
Seth,
up a lot.
you were super impressed. Seth, you were looking at me in
Yeah.
a totally different way. You're like, wait, he knows other things too. That's what's happening with you right now. Iris?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. All right, let's get into wine number 5. Let's sniffy sniff.
Seth soon will be like the bartender here.
He really looks like the Andy Cohen.
God,
yeah,
Seth,
yeah.
take your
That's what I
shirt
was
off.
thinking.
Seth,
I've
take
been
your shirt
watching
off.
you
No, Seth,
mixing.
really, take your shirt off.
We have a sound mixer
So
in
cute.
here. Oh, I don't know if it's.
Seth is cute, actually.
I might have a little crush on
Aaron,
Seth.
you like Seth?
Yes.
Dude, a supermodel just
Yes.
said you're cute.
Yes.
This is the greatest day of your life, Seth. I'll be very honest with you.
Also an editor
I don't know
in chief.
enough about your life, but I'm going to
So
save you time.
cerebral.
This is the best fucking day of your life.
Completely
Go find one of Aaron's ridiculously hot pictures on Google, take a screenshot, text your buddies and be like, dude, go to 54 minutes into podcast number 1
Yes.
of Brown Paper Bags. Like, this is the great moment of your life.
This might get cut though, Seth. So just keep it for yourself.
No, we don't edit.
oh, we don't
You
edit.
don't understand? Do you understand anything?
That's like that's
pretty
your
much
thing.
No, okay.
Gary, I think
don't
about that
edit.
all the time.
What?
When I like literally every day. This not editing thing that you
I
do.
don't edit shit.
Because you something about who you are, it makes me sit and question like, how come I'm not that? Like, how come? Like, why am I with like? Because that's a power, you know.
Honestly, that's the reason I became so attracted to you. I think, especially in your world, I think you are super unedited.
Oh, really?
By comparison to your craft and the other individuals
well,
in your
yeah, 'cause
world.
I'm
Yeah, they would
against-
probably never say they eat Dunkin' Donuts, right?
Oh, it's so intense.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Aaron's a real person.
I don't know
What do
how to
you
be
know everything.
different.
You're a
That
real
felt-
person.
no,
Oh,
that
I
felt real
am.
to me,
Yeah. I'm a real boy. I just don't. I don't know how to be different, but I get I'm shy. So it's like like if I'm told to even for work take a video of myself and post it on Instagram, I'm like I can't. I'm like
Aaron,
I will not.
Are you know? Let's talk about that for a minute because obviously, reminded of like the people that listen to this. It's not about wine. A lot of them are. It's
about getting us drunk. And then talking.
Are you in your zone the most when you're being photographed? Like, are you like that? Is a strength of yours.
Oh well, I was
Like, you couldn't have had the career you've had. Like,
Back to sports.
When you're shy. I know you a little bit, so like when you're shy in real life, this and that, but when it's game time, right? Like when you're in a like you're shy, yet Victoria's Secret like outfits are not shy type stuff. When the D-Rock comes around and you see that
yeah, I'm a
camera.
killer. I know
That's
that.
fucking interesting.
But that's
I'm a killer.
sports.
I
That's
agree.
Like when I'm playing basketball, like in the parameters of the rules, what you're doing, if you put me in a space, I don't see anyone and I can just move. It's like some people, it's also jazz musicians, I think, have this. Like I was watching, I'm okay, guys, it's the wine. But yeah, back to the point is like some people have their creative outlet is their physical person in
Yep.
time and space.
Yep.
And it's kind of, I can just feel my body, like whenever I was practicing, if a coach told me what I did wrong with my shot,
You understood.
every time I could immediately change it with him just telling me. And
Because you're attached to your body.
yeah, something,
Yep.
it's kinetic. And so that happens when I'm not involved with, like, I'm just doing my thing. But then you make it, I don't know, I don't want to film myself.
I understand.
It's a completely
Andre,
different
where's
thing.
your, like, if that's it for Aaron, like that zone, what is your number? You're an entrepreneur, you've built this real business, you've been a sommelier at the high pressure cooker of Thomas Keller restaurant, but if you took your dad of 3, like in full life, where's your zone?
I think just in the moment with other people. I think this is still a people business, and that's why I get on the plane every week to go to a place to meet these people. Not so they can say that they know me, but more so I can say that I know them. And I think no one wants to do business with an asshole.
Yeah.
Right? Like you generally want to like those people, and people give you money or invest in you or do different things because they
So
like you as a
your warm
person.
heart, charisma, kindness.
Yeah, I'm out on the
you
front
feel that's
line.
been your offense.
Yeah,
you
I think
feel
so.
like you've been able to build
I
a
can
real
walk
brand.
into a room and
Yeah.
start talking to people right away. And that wasn't always a strong suit. I mean, I had to.
You developed it.
I had to figure that shit out,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mary Kate,
Story. Like I get
Story.
I get story. I get
you see something and you're like, oh, that's like.
I know
You
what-
look at
explain.
Seth's face and you're like, you can figure out the story.
have an
So let's work with
entire-
Seth. What is the
I
story
won't
with
even
Seth?
ready. I won't even look at Seth.
Oh, you're not even. You're
watch
a
this.
gangster.
Look at it.
No,
I
listen,
want it-
guys.
watch this.
I know you're listening.
Yes.
Mary Kate is a gangster. She's not even looking at Seth.
She's such a gangster.
Let me tell you a couple things that are happening. She's not looking at Seth. Seth is fairly red at this point. So let's just keep this going. Go ahead, Mary Kate.
Okay. I would know Seth's entire history within 5 minutes. I'm not kidding. Like, my husband always says, he's like, you flirt with the world because you ask everyone 1,000 questions.
You are very flirty.
But I
Aaron,
love.
did you feel her flirtiness?
Mary Kate is one of a kind, seriously. No,
You guys
yes.
hung out in the Hamps
But
during
we
the
were,
Pure
like-
Out party.
It's like
what
puppies.
What happened there? Did you
Mary Kate's
did you flirt
awesome.
with Mary Kate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mary
mean,
Kate, did you
I
flirt with
love
Mary Kate?
people. Yes.
Did I?
I love people
Did I
so
enough?
much. Yes.
Yes, you do.
Full body hugs.
That's part of the charm. Though.
I love people so
Flirting.
much, and I love their stories, and I can do it from a business sense. Like I can look at a proposal and be like, you lost the narrative here.
You know, I've been very impressed with you. I thought when I bought Pure Wow that I would fire you pretty quickly.
Same.
Yeah. You thought you'd quit. I mean,
I actually have another job.
yeah.
It's on the
You're
warmer.
walking. No, but
Do you know the dodo?
When's the first time we met, Mary Kate? Do you know?
Maybe in Austin, not in New York.
No. In either Cannes or Austin, right? Maybe 3 years
And
ago.
Cannes was the first when we went like
we
knee
hung
to
out
knee,
last.
Like
What was funny is
no, because it was
2 cans ago.
Yeah.
When I already was negotiating, you didn't know yet, did you?
No.
3 cans ago?
3 cans ago we hung out. 2 ago, Ryan told me,
Right.
and
This one we were together.
Yeah.
As a team, dominating. Okay, your superpower, the story.
the story.
I
just
want to know what that means. How did you
You
guys
guys-
both
okay.
know what that means? What's
Which
your
one?
superpower? Story. That's like a noun.
because I know, but I love.
Is story a noun? I'm terrible with grammar.
I'm skilled, but my skill set is like telling narrative.
By the way,
and-
I'm sorry to interrupt you
Yeah.
because I like to do that.
Yeah.
For everybody who's listening right now, for future brown bag episodes, I highly recommend fast forwarding the first 45 minutes
seriously.
because the back end, the fourth quarter, is where all the shit gets good. Go ahead, Mary Kate.
Wow.
My dad was a longtime ad guy, and I remember, like forever, being like entranced with commercials in 30 seconds, telling this like emotional tie of a story, and at the same time, I was the biggest reader, and I remember staying in bed on Saturday mornings when like all of my brothers, I'm the youngest kid, all my brothers would be like, the house would be like vibrating.
How
I'm the
many?
only girl of 4 boys.
That's
I
like
know,
my
it's
mom.
the narrative,
She
and,
was
like-
a reader too. That's
and I would
crazy.
stay in bed and just like pummel through books, like
Wow.
chuck them aside. And I just like Seth's story, like I'd started as like his tats, like what those numbers mean. And I would
What do
then,
they mean, Seth?
And then I would ask
Mary Kate.
It's the house that both me and my father grew up in Bayside, Queens.
Yeah.
and then I would say
I already
like,
like Seth
boy.
already.
who in your family
Seth, this is gonna be the greatest day of your life.
Seth, who in your are you close with your mom?
Closer with my mom than my dad.
Okay. Did she like that you got those tattoos?
Didn't mind them.
Why? Does she have any tattoos?
No.
Do you have any other siblings? Interesting.
Yeah,
Now this is
that
it.
was a
Now-
break. That
now
was a
we
breakthrough
go.
moment.
Now we go. Now we go deep. And like I just said that would be
always
best
say only
friend.
children.
Dude, you got chills?
What's the numbers?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What are the numbers, Seth? What are,
Yeah.
what are the numbers?
It's coordinates. So it's
Oh,
Dude, I was looking at Wikipedia last night and thinking, why do they put the coordinates on here? Like, who is looking at this?
fucking Seth.
You guys can talk about this later over a
Fine bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon. All right, wine number 5.
Yes.
Sniffy Sniff.
I already drank it.
What do we got, Andre Mack?
Smells a little bit soapy, potpourri, aromatic.
Soapy is so right.
He always says potpourri. Just always.
Well,
leans
listen,
on potpourri.
potpourri's to his defense, potpourri is easily there's so much floral aspects to wine that whether you associate with potpourri, whether you associate
You
it
can
with
break it down,
flowers,
But
you're
don't
going to
you
use
think
a term.
potpourri is like dusty and hard and crackly, where floral is like blooming
More vine, yeah.
and
Well, listen, this
soft.
is
Correct,
this is
but-
where
but-
the way you describe things matter. Go ahead, Andre.
But what happens is that it gives off it's a more potent, more fabricated like perfume or odor.
Okay, that
and
makes
that's
sense
what I'm
to me
talking
now.
about going here. Not when I say floral. Yeah, I do recognize something soft and maybe more natural.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't, even though it doesn't. It reminds me definitely of like
Aaron-
potpourri, and we don't break it down any.
Aaron, favorite social network?
Social network.
Your favorite app?
Oh, well, definitely Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. I love comedians
You know
and
what's
I
interesting
love
about
writers.
You know what's interesting about your Twitter? The first time we engaged was on Twitter.
I meet everyone on Twitter.
What's crazy about that is your Twitter profile picture. I thought this is not a joke. This is a
Yeah.
funny thing to say. When you engaged with a piece of my content, and I'm like seeing it, like as I do, I thought you were a media company. Like you have like some. What is your picture on Twitter right now?
It was after the election. I don't know. I was like hadn't slept. I don't know.
Yeah, what is that? What
It
is
was
that,
just.
Nate?
I don't know. I made some.
It's
Weird,
like a woman holding a flower.
Yeah,
All
no,
I
it was
remember
just,
is like
No, the back. You have to see.
I was like, this meme account likes my content. That's literally what I thought.
Oh, that's cool. I
And
would
then I
love
was
to
like,
have the.
who's this person? And then I Googled, I'm like, what?
I know,
I'm
I have
like,
to fix
if
it.
I was
I just,
a model, I would definitely not put this weird fucking bullshit
I
picture
haven't
as my
slept.
Twitter
Probably
account.
won't
was, like,
direct his friends
watching-
to your Twitter.
I was watching the news too much, and I was just sleepy, and I was
So
like,
Twitter's your favorite. Andre?
Instagram.
Yeah, you've been doing damage on Instagram.
I'm just
I've
trying to
noticed
figure it out.
I've been watching you from. It's funny that we're doing this together. We haven't talked in a little
No,
while.
in a long time.
And we used to hang out quite a
Yeah,
bit
yep.
based on my hangout
you
style.
guys,
which
what?
is never.
What happened?
What
I
we-
got
guys?
busy. I got busy. It's 100% my fault.
No, I think
Guys,
we
this
all got
isn't a
busy.
podcast, this is an intervention.
I got married at a diner.
Oh.
And the ball dropped, so we signed it. We got married in a diner, signed the certificate at midnight. We toasted with chocolate shakes, and we went to Gary's house for a party.
And played Monopoly.
And the ball dropped.
You played
Everybody
Monopoly.
celebrated with us, and then we had like a cliche honeymoon.
Is it weird to ask what Monopoly?
Like
Your
real
Monopoly,
No, we
your
played.
Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm-
listen,
I'm
my,
Scrabble.
My
I'm
life is
Twitter.
about competition.
Oh, absolutely.
Like all I'm thinking
It
about
gets
right now is
antsy.
everybody's listening. I'm like, they better like me the most of these four people. Like I am super competitive.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Same.
That- all
Oh,
the
should
time
I
we're-
step down?
We're like hanging out.
You don't
He's
even
like-
step down. I'm
He's like, where's the
dominating.
board games at? He goes,
You
there's too many
think?
people in this room.
I think it's kind of the me and Andre show, right?
Yeah.
Or else we have this.
I barely. What's your name again?
Exactly.
So
I'll check
so
myself out.
you've done a really good job. Like for me, it's really been fun because I feel like in a lot of ways you've picked up a torch that I left.
Dude, I listened to you. So this dude shows up to my house for a blind tasting. So we have all these people coming. He rings the doorbell. He shows up and he's got a bottle of Barolo in one hand and he's got a bottle of Cristal in the other hand. And he's at the front door. And I'm like, dude, it's a
Damn.
blind tasting. Right? Like everybody knows what the fucking wines are. So we're like, okay. So then we call to the store and we're like, hey, we're doing a blind tasting at the house. This is the budget. Can you brown bag all the wines and bring them over? And so while we're waiting, he says, hey, is this your laptop? We're in my kitchen. And he flips it open and he starts fucking typing and shit on it. And I'm like blown away. Like, first and foremost, what retail wine dude has 5 IT guys? Like, I just couldn't understand that. Like, I was like,
was a long
he just
time ago.
knows something that I don't know. And then you flipped open the computer and you're like, show me all the people who had visited the site, right? And talk about like wine library. These are all the hits I'm getting. And I was like, I should probably pay attention to this dude. And it's, I'm on Twitter because you said be on Twitter.
I remember.
Right? And you're like, dude, no. I was like, I'm on it. What the fuck am I supposed to be doing? He's like, join the conversation. Hashtag
You've done
Chardonnay.
such a nice job.
So I take a lot of lead of seeing what you guys have doing, what you guys have been doing, and trying to apply it in my field, in my world, and it's been fun to experiment. To be honest, that's what keeps it fresh and new for me,
100%.
right? Because getting on the road and going to see people, that's really fun. But like
Yeah,
being able to
you've done a
document
really
and create
nice
that,
job on
create
digital
that,
stuff.
and the people that you pick up along the way that follow you, and you get it. People, you're not the kid from, you know what I mean? Like you're the wine guy to a lot of the wine people. You were this wine guy that was in New Jersey, but to thousands and millions of people, you became an inspiration to those people, and the people back there didn't understand. They can't get it.
I know.
Yeah,
So-
totally. I mean, like, I think that you make all the, like, I think all the social networks need someone that make it look positive and interesting and inspiring and, like, highbrow. And so, like, just no one else is doing that like that.
This has become my favorite part of the show. Mary Kate, what would you like to say about my boss?
I really like your new
Everybody's like
haircut.
pumping
Thank
his head
you.
over.
Seth, I'm the greatest boss you've ever had. Trouty,
You're great.
Nate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh my gosh, Nate
Iris?
loses.
Great. My man?
Yep.
Yep. D?
All time.
All time.
All
Listen,
time.
I want to know what your favorite social network is, Mary Kate.
1,000% Instagram.
1,000% Instagram.
1,000%.
Why?
Bullish on Insta.
Why?
It's the perfect mix
Of everything.
of everything.
Seth?
Instagram.
Trout?
Instagram.
Nate?
Boys are visual,
Iris?
guys.
Yeah.
And Mary Kate, you just do your own
I'm a
thing.
boy.
You do your own thing.
Wow. What a dominance.
Wait.
I totally believe it, and I feel like now that I've embraced stories a little bit, because I didn't really fuck with Snapchat.
best.
Yeah.
It that gives me the broadcast
Yeah.
kind of element that you would associate with Twitter, right?
Wine number 5. What do we got? Mary Kate?
Just really moved by today so far.
How long have we been here?
2 hours.
No, really. How long have we been doing it? Really?
It's almost noon.
Do you have any idea?
It's almost noon.
I just canceled my day.
I love it.
You guys were all going to my house afterwards and playing Monopoly.
The theme of this should be I can't feel my face.
Why isn't there music or air conditioning in here?
Where is the week? The weekend will be on episode 2.
We almost saw him in... Oh, another story. I like this. Are we
hate
nosy
this.
nosing? Or
I think it's boring. Andre?
It is boring.
Cranberry. That's kind of blah. I don't think
Yeah, I
that
think it's blah, too.
it doesn't move me in a certain way. You know, and I feel like it's a little bit on the acidic side.
It is
Oh,
acidic.
it was acidic.
Yep.
Okay.
You know,
Back of the throat, no?
yeah, and then you accentuate acidity on the sides of your tongue. So if you so if you start to salivate or like the sides of your tongue start to tingle, that means the wine is high
Andre,
in
favorite
acid.
wine?
Oh shit! Second to last.
Number
Farts.
4.
Yeah, number
Yep.
4.
Farts McGee.
Number 1.
I have to go with number 1 because
You
I was a
should.
pioneer.
I love you.
And
Can I
if
taste
it's the
number
price is
3
right,
again?
I
Ride
might
it.
win.
Ride
Okay.
it to the
Can I
wheels
taste
fall
number
off.
3 again?
Might be the
Mary
best
Kate,
one.
it's not that serious.
I'm just thirsty.
What's your favorite wine?
It's not that serious.
Mary Kate, you're holding up the
I'm
show.
going
It's
with
already
one.
fucking hour plus. People are gonna see the length of this and be like, "Fuck that."
It's either 2 or 4.
2. That's nice. Which one's your favorite wine?
2.
Okay, mine's 4 as well. Okay, so 4. So let's
You
start with
said
number
4?
5. Yeah. So Andre and I
Second to
are
last, yeah.
4. Let's start with wine number 5. We just had it,
Yeah.
and let's see what it is. Trout, you ready? With wine number 5. All right, we're unveiling. This is the big part of the show.
Can we get Alexa to give us a drum roll?
Wine number 5. Mondego Ridge Pinot Noir from Santa Cruz. I didn't even think that
I
was
liked
a
it,
Pinot,
guys.
let alone.
Yeah.
I knew
I didn't think that was a Pinot, bro.
I knew it was a Pinot.
You didn't think so either, right?
No.
It wasn't
But that would
How much?
explain
I
it.
knew
Trout,
it
what
was
do
a
you got?
Pinot.
$47.99.
$47.99, which is about $40 too much.
93 points, Robert Parker.
93 points, Parker. I think he's losing a
You
step.
guys, I loved it.
What else did you know?
I don't know. That's about it. Santa Cruz is interesting. I was.
How do the points work?
So there's a
Rotten
100 point
Tomatoes?
scale. 100 point. Yeah, it's kind of like that. 100 point scale, Aaron. 100 point scale. Everything that's 90 and above tends to get people's attention. 89 is like the scarlet letter.
Yeah.
Like it's so fucking fucked up. If you get an 89 point score, nobody wants you. Yet, like it's completely subjective, and a 90, everybody wants you.
Yeah, you get 90, you blow up. Yep.
It's like being second for the cover of
It's
Vogue.
like B+ student, man.
All right, that was wild.
I really liked it.
I'm blown away that Parker would score that 93 points. It's not his normal kind of jam.
No,
Maybe he
even
wasn't
I
close.
built my
drunk.
career on knowing Parker's palate.
It's Jeb
Really?
Dunn.
Oh, Jeb Dunnick, who,
So
by the
that's
way, I'm a
different.
big fan of. That makes it a little bit more understanding, but I still don't agree with Jeb.
Parker a cool guy?
I like Parker. Have you interacted with him?
Yeah, he seems
like
cool.
Robert. I thought
like,
he was a legend.
Well, I mean, the thing is like, why be mad at him because everybody
Because he
follows
was the
him?
gangster.
Yeah, everybody
I was
followed
a big
him.
fan.
Like, I get it.
You know what, Aaron? He was the most powerful wine critic. He was a lawyer from Maryland, and I thought he was unbelievably humble for his power. And the only people that hated him is when he reviewed their wine poorly. And I have a lot of admiration for him. And what I earlier said 5 seconds ago, I built my career on him. I mean that because once I understood what he liked, I was able, you know how you said you were in tune with your body? I'm super in tune with a lot of things actually, which is why I think I've done well. And I was able to literally go backwards, reverse engineer his palate, and over a course of like 5 to 8 years, got to a place where whether I agreed with him or not, I had a good intuition on how he would think about that wine. And that serviced me well because I would make bets, buy hundreds and hundreds of cases of wine that would always fit this criteria. I liked it, and I thought he would score it well.
Yep.
And I ended up being the person that had all the wine when 4 months later in the Advocate,
Once the scores came
a
out, yep.
95 point score would
I
come
mean,
out.
that's like an intuition thing on both ends. Like being like, I'm going to
100%.
go with this guy, and I know what he's going to like.
Okay,
That's
Andre and
empathy.
I like number 4. You were a number 2 girl. You were number 1 girl. So
actually,
let's
I had
unveil
said
number
2 and
3.
4.
The one that we didn't like.
Number 2.
Anyone pick?
Oh yeah, number 2 got beat up pretty. Number
3.
Three got beat up pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Envy Wines Cabernet Calistoga Estate 2014.
$55 retail.
$55.
$48.99 at Wine Library.
Okay, $48.99. Fine.
Oh,
Good job, Wine
what
Library.
a steal.
91 points on Parker.
91 Parker. Wow. This time Parker.
Parker.
We didn't agree.
Yeah.
We just not agree on the show. All right, 1, 2, 4. Okay, so we're gonna unveil number 1 first. Aaron,
Yeah.
this is your wine.
I think I'm.
This is your wine. You like the 2 wines, right?
Yeah, I do.
Aaron, do you want us to leave it in the brown bag for you to take?
This is brown bag.
Maybe,
and
yeah.
foil.
We'll get you a do-rag as well.
Wow, Jeunesse Côte de Rhone Blanc.
Yeah,
Aaron,
okay.
this is a pretty legit producer. I'm a
I
big
hope
fan.
it's expensive.
90 points, Jeb Dunnick.
90 points, Jeb Dunnick.
$16 at winelibrary.com.
6. What do you?
Well, actually-
why do you go fudge? No. You shouldn't be disappointed that you're under $20 girl. You should be pumped that
I
you
know.
found
Every
something.
time I'm under a $20 girl, and it's like why? Every time, such a cheap
The word
day.
is out, fellas. The
I
word
love
is
it.
out.
Seth, good news.
Yeah.
$16, bro.
I just don't like that bougie stuff. It always
Trouty,
rubs me
you're
the
out.
wrong way.
All right, wine number 2. This is your wine. All right, Kate, you ready?
Very excited. Let me take a
You know, it
peek
makes
at
sense on
this.
the Côte de Rhone Blanc, right? Like
Yeah,
the
it wasn't
complexity
really
of
high.
that.
It wasn't high in
Yeah.
acid.
Makes
What
sense.
type of wine is this?
It's
And this was a white burgundy.
White
We had it
burgundy?
right. Yep.
Yep.
Jeannot Boulanger. Do you know this producer?
Why didn't
This
you
is a
expand
Chasson
that?
Montrachet.
I don't
Trouty,
know-
what do you
I
got?
don't know the
This is a
producer.
small
Bougie as
producer.
it gets.
Domaine Jeannot Boulanger, Chasson Montrachet, Premier Cru 2014, single vineyard, Les Virginets.
We got 91 Wine Spectator, $90 winelibrary.com.
$90.
This is
Somewhere,
this is a
lots
crew
of people are
selection. This is
shaking their
Robert
head
Bohr.
right now.
$90. Is it Robert Bohr?
Yeah.
Big shout out to Mr. Bohr, who we both love.
Who's that?
$90. Really awesome dude.
Yeah,
Used to
he's
be the
really
head
great.
of. He used to be at Zacky's. Then he was the head of Crew, which was a big time. And now he's got a bunch of restaurants here
Yeah.
in New York
So he's
City.
got out of business, yeah.
Nice.
And he started this company.
Charlie Bird.
Charlie
You know
Bird.
Charlie Bird, right? The
Yeah,
restaurant.
Yes.
That's who it
That's
is.
him, yeah.
$90.
Please don't cut me.
You feel so good, right? High class lady. Look, God, I wish this was visual. All right, Mr. Mack, you and I.
Yep.
I mean, we agreed, which puts extra pressure on us because
I'm
we're
so
supposed
curious.
to be.
Yeah.
I'm-
And we're like, just shit. Oh.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Tell 'em
Brown
what it
Chaper,
is.
one of the greatest.
By the way, let's just stop right there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, your face.
He's very proud.
So cute. It's like you just saw your like child.
You have to understand
I-
why we're proud. This is
Guys.
this was double blind. We knew nothing, and you have to understand. For us, there were bigger stakes here, which is we'd like to be proud of what
It's
we
like,
like.
remember the
we
Titans?
know.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, it's one of the greatest wines.
Tell 'em what it
It's one of the
is.
greatest. One of the greatest wines of France, Grand Chaper. It's 2012. Man, I haven't had this wine in years.
It was great.
It's like seeing an old friend.
Mr.
Yeah.
I
Troutman,
like getting was
$105.
$105.
Totally unrated. It's a cold wine.
Yeah,
It just
it's a-
doesn't score it. Yeah.
What's the grape breakdown in this? Do you know? Do you know Trout? Can
I
you look
have
it
no
up?
What
idea
a-
anymore.
what a
I'm actually gonna-
curveball.
I'm actually gonna pour
Can I
myself.
have more too?
Yes.
40%
Thank you so
Syrah,
much. Just-
40%
no, I
big
Mourvèdre.
glass.
40% Syrah,
40% Mourvèdre. The 20% is a balance of field grapes.
Got it.
Mourvèdre, which is
Oh,
great
do
grape, and 20% field grapes.
Oh
Cornet.
yeah.
Andre, I'm pretty happy with myself here. I expect to like have some bad episodes of brown bags, but I think we drilled this one.
I almost cried.
It's all a gang.
Was this the
It's
one
all
that I
a
said
gang.
if it was $20 it'd be a good? Yeah, guys, it's not $20. It's 105.
Enjoy.
It didn't work out, but good news. A couple of you are ballers, so instead of buying a dumb fucking watch or a Lamborghini, buy a case of this wine. It
Take
will,
me out for dinner. I'm cheap.
No, Aaron, you're $16. This is 105. They can take you on
No,
10
I know.
dates,
That's
8
my wine.
dates,
I
7 dates with Aaron or this spot. Seth, you're still young in your career. Great news. You can afford the supermodel. Let's wrap it up. Mr. Mack, what do you got to say? Good first. Do you feel the way I do, which is there's a good chance that in your Wikipedia entry, being a guest on episode 1 of Brown Bags that we're on to something here.
Yes, it's gonna change my life.
Aaron?
Oh my God, I don't even know where I am.
Can't feel your face.
Mary Kate.
I feel like I found 3 new best friends today. And
What, we weren't friends before?
no, best friends.
Seth.
Seth.
You found Seth.
I love you guys. I love wine, and I'm so excited for this to be the only episode of this show.
Mary Kate, we'll start with you and go the other way. I love culture hacking.
Yes.
What's happening in culture right now that has your attention? Let's end with this.
That's a great
It's a great
question.
thing to end with. This is our new thing. I just made it up on the
Wait,
spot.
I have to think.
I understand.
It's
Good news,
all
you're second.
It's all in my ear. It's like we've all been walking around with earphones and Beats and pods and whatnot for the past couple of years, but now it's cerebral and it's smart in podcasts and like it's ridiculously dope with Jay-Z's new album. It's just
Do you love the new album?
It's on repeat. I love it so much. And then it's Alexa.
Like him admitting that
oh,
he was
Becky, all of it.
like
It's
him
so
admitting
good.
that he was a bad guy. Weirdly makes him a great guy. Explain this to me from a female perspective.
It's
Is this where fame just lets you do anything?
Well, no.
I have a
because
funny
that's-
feeling that if Seth admitted that he cheated on Erin, that
Well,
she'd
it's
be
funny
not
that
like,
it's this
he's
week.
a great guy.
Well, how
Erin?
about this week being like,
But
oh,
also,
yeah, no,
if he
it's like-
cheated, I'd be like, oh, thanks for telling me. Save my time.
No, it's like the email. It's like Donald Trump Jr. being like, here are the emails that show that there's collusion. Like it's no, it doesn't work.
So in your ear is what's most interesting.
In my
to you.
ear, it's all happening. It's awesome.
You agree with me that voice, sound.
1,000%. I see the 3-year-old Charlie asking Alexa to play Imperial
Alexa,
March.
please play Imperial
Oh,
March.
it's like the 7th time today by John C. Williams.
Erin,
Do we have the rights to the song?
Mary Kate, you're finished.
What do you mean in culture?
What is happening in the world that has your attention?
Just
An
stand-up
artist,
comedy.
An event.
Just
What?
stand-up comedy.
Stand. Alexa, stand up. All right.
Yeah.
That's Alexa, please stop. Don't stand. Alexa, please stop.
Sit down. Be humble.
All right, Erin.
Comedy, dude. That's my
Comedy.
thing. That's all I do.
You do stand-up comedy, or
No,
you consume it?
no. I just consume it. That's
Who are you interested in now?
I mean, I've watched everything on Netflix, and I learned something about myself. It's pretty depressing.
Which is-
I had to rewatch Little Rez last night. And I've seen
Have
it
you watched
already.
Chappelle's stand-ups, parts
Yeah,
1
of
and 2?
course. Yeah.
Okay, fair. Comedy.
No, I'm like deep in comedy. Like I've been watching comedy since I was a little kid. Like that's my one.
Who's your favorite stand-up comedian of all time?
Louis C.K. obviously, but he lived in my apartment before me. I get his mail, and I didn't even know that. That's the line.
Your actual apartment?
Yes.
Amazing.
Seth is so excited.
What is your favorite all-time comedian, Mary Kate?
It's funny because I just watched on a flight the documentary on Misery Loves Comedy. Did you guys see
yeah,
that?
of course. But
Oh
and
shit. Naked.
I like how you're buying time. Who's your favorite all-time comedian?
I mean,
Stand up.
See, that's a problem.
All right, I'll go. Richard Pryor for me. Mr. Mack.
Rock.
Chris
Really?
Rock.
Yeah.
And for you?
Okay, I don't want to sound like the girl who picked the second most expensive wine here, but I feel like Seinfeld did something to make comedy like very accessible.
I very much
But
like that.
but I don't love his stand up. Jerry, if you're
Interesting.
listening,
I thought
so
he was
sorry.
great. I saw recently at on the Upper East. Where was he? Yeah, Upper West Side. Where was he? Yeah.
I go to Comedy Cellar by myself all the time. That's like my hobby.
Best friend, should we go to a
Now
comedy
you
show
can
now?
go with Seth. Seth, where are you taking Erin? Which comedy club are you and Erin going to on your first date?
Which is your favorite?
Andre, favorite
thought you were
stand-up
asking.
comedy. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Culture.
Culture. I mean, lots of different things have piqued my interest. Obviously, from a wine standpoint, I really feel like athletes and people who look like me, that whole genre. Black folks don't really drink wine. Let's just put it out there. It's not a.
Yeah, obviously this is audio. Andre's black.
Yeah, so there's not a.
So go ahead, Andre.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm excited to see that LeBron James just did this whole video of them in the barbershop. Steve Stout shows up with 90 Latour.
Stout's hardcore wine.
Yeah, and so
Stout
I-
loves wine.
yeah.
Jay-Z loves wine.
Yeah,
You know this before.
totally, yeah. So I
Like, wine-
I
you think
enjoy
that's
that
cool,
part.
right?
I think it's cool because what happens is we live in a world where
Are you
those people
hoping
have to
that
do it.
Wheezy texts you and says,
I already
like,
had that meeting.
you did?
Yeah.
Well, let's wait a minute. Let's
We,
extend
we,
this.
we already had that meeting, but it's so much.
Was
it's,
Birdman there?
No,
love
there was
Birdman and
there were like a
Redman.
whole bunch of attorneys from Capitol Records that were there. But it's,
Oh, from a business standpoint, you were thinking about doing a JV with.
we were doing something with them, but the same reason why you left is the same reason why they're like, fuck, dude, like, it's so much, it's easier
I
to ship
know.
toxic waste in this country than it is to ship a case of wine.
Literally, guys, you can buy a grenade online
Yep.
easier than you can buy wine.
And they were like,
Why?
fuck it, you know what, we're in the books. And so they
Prohibition.
went with street
Prohibition.
lit.
Uh-huh.
So
I
they
saw
went
that.
with a totally different way.
But wait a minute, take a step back.
Yes.
Wayne is like the best. Like,
I love him.
Were you like losing your mind that you were there?
No, dude, I've met people before.
Yeah, but like, you know how it is though. Like of course you've met cool people before, famous
now you've
people.
met Aaron.
But like, I mean,
I know. I had no idea.
and now
We're just talking. Oh, I'm like,
Comedy
floored.
Cellar. Go.
I'm floored, like, oh my god.
And you met
you're
Zach.
floored when
Yeah.
she said Vaughn, right?
But just I think culturally, you know what I mean. Like, let's talk about it. Like, black
Wine's
folks
cooler than it's
black
ever
folks
been.
didn't drink tequila.
Nope.
Right? T-Pain and Usher start talking about Patron, and next thing you know, they're back ordered in New York. Something that's considered kind of a
let's be very clear. Hip hop is the foundation of culture.
Yeah.
Like that is very clear in 2017.
Did we all watch the Defiant ones?
Yep, it's amazing.
I mean, it changed. I'm only listening to Snoop Dogg right now.
yeah,
You love
I
Snoop?
hear. Yeah, Snoop. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
the
love
Whatever
old
was
stuff.
the case was like literally.
I'm only
like,
listening to music pre 2004, before everything got
post
shitty.
2004, everything sucks.
Everything sucked after
You
that.
hate Drake in The Weeknd.
I don't know. I'm not a hater.
Well, you just said they suck.
No, but there's something about it's just like smell is the strongest connection to your memories.
2004 is the strongest connection.
There's
to you.
just something about listening to music that's
Nate, what's
from
your
a time
favorite
that you
music?
love.
Who's your favorite? John Mayer, who I was with last night and didn't invite
He
you.
did show up?
And you're and you're super upset with
super
me.
sad.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
love John Mayer?
John's fucking wild.
Nate, is your
Super
body
smart.
a wonderland?
Oh, Nate's spotter. Nate, take your shirt off. Guys, watch this. Nate, take your Nate, please take
He
your
actually
shirt off.
made, he made me do this at an LA holiday party.
Yes.
Can you do it again? Nate, you're
it
in good.
again.
Nate, Mary.
This is like a podcast. No one can see.
It's devastating.
And then the other thing is that I'm big on voice. I've been on voice dictation for the last 4 years. I answer all my emails that way. I'm writing
Is that
my
right?
new book that way. My kids know how to do it. They can't even spell shit, but they know to double tap the FN key on the computer, and then they say what they want.
Andre, do you still have that Bone Thugs Bone T-shirt thing?
Yeah.
Can you send me one? I
Yeah,
need to
sure.
rock
Yeah,
that.
sure, yeah,
What is it
totally.
again? What does it say?
It just says Bone Thugs in Burgundy.
Right, because guys, for everybody who's watching, Bone is like this region in France, and so that's the way he spells it. I love Bone Thugs, and so when I saw that,
Yeah.
like I love that stuff.
I love Bone Thugs.
So,
Music
and so
concerts.
like culturally, like I'm excited for a lot of like what technology has like put us. I showed up to New York and like nobody in the wine business had a BlackBerry. Nope. Everybody made fun of me in the restaurant because I always had headphones on. Everyone. Like my parting gift when I left in 2007 was Bose headphones, right? Because everybody just thought that was funny. And then, and then a year or two later, everybody's walking around and everybody has headphones on.
Right. Do you make fun
so-
of them now? Like, do you see them?
No,
like,
no.
Yeah, okay.
We just kind of let it be known,
That you
Just let it-
No, but that's
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
because you're auditory. That's why you speak.
Yeah.
That's what you veer towards.
Yeah, no, I mean,
like-
it's just so much easier. Like, my whole thing is like, I want to write this book 100% voice dictation.
That's
What's
rad.
the book about?
It's just a part memoir, part wine book. So part
By the way-
about my life and part about.
By the way,
yeah.
Andre's wife wrote an incredible
Yeah,
book.
I want to know who she is. I didn't want to
She's
bother you about it, but
so fucking badass.
She's
Phoebe,
she's the
Phoebe.
real, she's the real
Do you,
shit.
do you know, like, you see
I
how much
heard
you like
about
him?
his kids,
Right, but you
yeah.
know how much you like him right now, right?
Yeah, and they're raising
He's
their kids right.
literally a piece of shit compared to Phoebes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, he
Absolutely,
sucks.
yeah.
Like, huge mistake having him here. This should have been Phoebe's spot.
what's Phoebe's thing, man?
She's
What's her
so
name? I want to look
First
her
of all,
up.
she is. So the thing that I most love about myself is that I don't waver. I'm being serious. I do not waver.
I appreciate
Phoebe
that, too.
does not waver.
Nope.
Like when I think of the people I've met in my life, and this was a period in time from 2006, 7, 8 when
Yeah.
we would hang out a bunch.
Yep.
Like Phoebe does not waver. I respect the shit out of that.
Yeah, she's just who she is. Like,
That's a good quality.
yeah,
It's a
just like-
great quality.
She just like, no,
you know who
I don't
wavers
like
a
that.
lot? Trouty.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Who's
And that's
Trouty?
why he's.
Trouty's that guy right there that you haven't noticed yet.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? That's the perfect way to end this show. Guys, thank you so much. Andre, Aaron, Mary Kate, thank you for
Bye,
being
guys.
the pioneers. I love you guys.
Love.
Thank
we
you.
will link you
Love.
up. Make sure everybody in the Vayner Nation knows who you are. Guys, thank
Love.
you for listening to Brown Bags 1. We'll decide if there's a
Or
2.
just Brown
This might be
Bags.
it. Good night. Leave a comment with your favorite part of the episode. Who said the funniest thing? What was the most fun? Leave your 3 cents. See ya.